Hey everybody, welcome to the Gaming Resumes exit review for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Today we have myself, Devin Rogers, and Rudy Montilla.
Yo.
And Onyx Franciscini.
Hi.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, sorry, hit the table. We're going to go through the different aspects of this game, and we're going to rate the different aspects, specifically the gameplay, the sound, and the visuals. And we're each going to rate those out of 10 that when combined all culminate in a final score out of 10 for each of us. And then the average of our three scores will be the official exit review score, gaming resume score for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, are you ready?
We are ready to go.
Okay.
Engines are revved up.
So let's start with the gameplay. What are some things that you guys liked about this game from a gameplay perspective?
Okay. As I get started, I played Mario Kart 8 when it originally released on the Wii U, and I sunk, dozens, if quite easily hundreds. Not double hundreds, but I put a lot of hours into it between me and my kids and stuff like that. We played a lot of Mario Kart 8. I like the new items, right? I like because the blue shell, when that was introduced, it was a big game changer. It's like you're in first place. This is something that's going to immediately target you and change the game up. But there was no defense item for that. So on 8, they introduced the I forget what it's called, but it's like that speaker. When you press it, it shoots out that sound wave. That's obviously you can use it offensively, but that's specifically to destroy the blue shell. So I like that. I like that. They also brought back for Deluxe. They brought back a lot of old ones like the feather and whatnot. So those are in regards to the items. I really like that. Gameplay wise, it's the same game but better. The mechanics are just really polished. The level design is really, really, really good. I love the tracks and all of that.
The track variety in this game is fantastic.
Even before the DLC hit, because originally it had, 32 tracks, and then with DLC they added an extra 16, if my numbers are right. So even before the DLC hit, we had a lot of good tracks, but after that it was even like, wow, they really outdid themselves with the tracks. So gameplay-wise, yeah, I really think it's the best the series has offered. I'm glad they brought back double items, too, from Double Dash. And
was that not in the Wii U version?
It was not. It was just single items.
Single items?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was something that I'm glad they brought back. And the new battle mode, too. Like, I'm sure we can all agree is really, really good. Fun. The Wii U battle mode was terrible. They just used the regular racetracks, gave you balloons, and you had to go through the entirety of the track fighting each other to hit each other.
That's weird.
It was bad. It was. I don't know why they did that, but yeah.
Cool. Well, are we going through scores and everything?
We're not
Because
going through scores yet.
for me,
until we finish talking about gameplay.
Okay, all right. Well, the game is ridiculously accessible. Like anybody can play it.
Absolutely.
My wife and I, she's not a huge gamer. I mean, she likes turn-based RPGs and stuff like that and JRPGs, but she picked up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because we skipped the Wii U generation and immediately started having fun. We went through everything, and it's deep in the sense that, Smash Brothers is deep as well, but it's easily accessible in the sense that anybody can pick it up.
Absolutely.
So, and let me tell you, those game mechanics are on point. Very, very well done. There are a couple of things that I personally wouldn't have wanted, but I can see the appeal towards the casual market in that sense. But I don't know. And battle, oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you set up a LAN party and stuff like that. It's just hell.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the big positives for this game are first of all, just driving around. It just feels good. It controls very well.
Yes.
There's lots of different modes. You've got your main modes are really your Grand Prix and your battle, but within those you have different settings and different mini modes within those. Specifically on battle mode, you've got versus mode. You've got time trials. So there is a lot of different things you can do in this game. To your point about anybody can pick it up because of how many different characters there are. It's different play styles, but then on top of that, there's all the cart parts. So different carts, different wheels, and then different gliders, and all of those impact your handling and acceleration and speed and da-da-da-da-da.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of variety.
So there is a lot of build variety, which is always good in a game like this.
Oh yeah.
And then the tracks, there's the easy ones, there's the medium ones, and there's hard ones, and they're all pretty great. Is there anything else positive about the gameplay of this game that isn't really encompassed in any of that?
Right. I mean, based on what Rudy was saying about the accessibility too, the new feature of having you not veer off the track is also a godsend because
yes,
like think about
that
it.
is a great
Somebody with a young child that they want to play, but they get frustrated when they get off the track and they lose. It takes that away. And people will argue, oh, the game can play itself because it also has auto acceleration on as well. It's like no, if you leave it, it's not going. They're not going to be playing efficient. They're not going to be drifting. They're not going to be using items like that. It's just going to just go at a really slow pace. So it's not making the game like challenging for people that are good at the game already. It's just letting more people play, and that's never a bad thing. Right. That is one of the best features I think Nintendo has implemented in any of their games. So I got to give them props for that.
Is there anything you guys didn't like about the gameplay in this game?
Yeah, it's not perfect. I'll start. I'm starting. I didn't like what I think it's called the banding effect. It's like a rubber band where you're in first place, and now more so because you have more than one item. You have two items, so you're in first place. You get hit by a blue shell, then a red shell, then another red shell, then a green shell, then maybe I don't know somebody hits you off the road or something. It can become really bad, and that it makes sense because the game has to have something to give you challenge once you're in first place. And if you have a really big lead, it's kind of hard for people to catch up sometimes. So it makes sense. And
there's luck involved.
There is definitely luck involved, which feels cheap when it comes to a game of skill, but it kind of makes sense in this type of game. So I personally don't like it that much, but without it, it would also take away from the fun.
For people who need to get good.
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
being in first, it always seems like you're getting punished. It's like you want to just stay in third to fourth the entire race, and then at the very end, pop your items and zoom into first.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what you have to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's that, and then also, even though I guess because I had it on Wii U, I didn't miss it too much for the Deluxe. But not being able to unlock the characters, it's a minor gripe.
No, that's not a minor gripe.
That's not a minor gripe at all.
It's a very major gripe, especially so Rodolfo, you and I, we didn't play.
We didn't. Yeah.
And
that's one of my biggest things is that.
That's why I said for me playing the Wii U version, it was a minor gripe because like I already knew the characters. It's like I'm just playing it again, just enhanced. But I can see why for you guys it would be a major.
It's part of the reason to keep playing the game because I can jump in, play Mario Kart for 10 minutes, and get my fill, and I'm out. But if I have some progress or some goal to work towards, cart parts isn't enough. And apparently you unlock them easier in this game because it's just like
cart parts?
20 coins or something you get.
I don't think it's 20 coins. I definitely no, it's more than that.
But had they said here's like 10 tracks or here's 12 characters that are locked, it's like, oh man, there's stuff I got to do to unlock them. That's fun. I know it, not for everybody. That's fun.
Right.
But I think they should have had an option to unlock everything from the beginning for people who had the game, or keep the option to keep everything locked and you can progress and try to get stuff if you haven't.
Yeah.
That was a major gripe for me because I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I've played all the tracks, I'm done. Yeah,
it's funny though because in the original release on Wii U, not only were characters locked, but so were Grand Prix. So if you wanted to play through the Grand Prix, it would give you the first 4, and then the other 4 were locked. So it's very interesting. At the same time, you really got to think of, and this might be going a little too deep with it, but think of the psychological aspect of it. Regardless of it, like for example, you said you play all the tracks. Now what? Well, if you had to unlock the tracks, you still have to play it. It's the fact that it gives you that shiny, like, now you can play this new Grand Prix. That gives you that motivation, that small little dopamine release in your brain that says, I want to play more. I like this feeling. So I don't know. Regardless, I do understand where that's coming from because I like that in the original release. It did give you the incentive to play all the Grand Prix, even though all you're doing is just selecting a track list.
Right.
Yeah, but I do get it. Yeah.
Man, you pretty much hit all like my negative points. I'll be honest with you, man, because like gameplay wise, I don't know, man. Like I agree with you that like you have to have a goal, and car parts it isn't enough for me. Like I did a couple of rounds, and like it's great because I get to play, with my family and stuff. But at the end of the day, if I'm by myself,
Right,
and I want something to go towards, like I need something to progress. And even that I didn't know that the original Wii U version had that. Like that sounds awesome to me, to unlock Grand Prix as you go, because just having everything there, like I was just like, I booted it up and I was like, oh, everything's right here. And my wife's like, oh, is that everything? And I was like, yeah, all you have to do is unlock car parts. And she's like,
yeah,
I guess that's okay, but at the end of the day, you don't have anything to motivate you. So that's my biggest thing. And
yeah. I mean, the biggest motivator will probably be the game itself. And looking at it from that angle, looking at it and saying, okay, well, is the game fun to play? Yeah, absolutely. Like I cannot say
It's fun to play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely fun to play, and I do agree with you about the whole rubber band effect with the AI.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
it can
God,
be
dude.
brutal.
And there's a couple other things that I had problems with. Number one, the online in this game it's hit or miss.
There's latency issues from what I hear. I
Really?
haven't experienced any, but
I
I've
haven't
heard
either.
that.
It's just try it. It's hit or miss with getting into a game and not having it crash, because it can take a while to get onto a team and then finally get rolling. But then also trying to play with friends. It's really annoying to not be able to just get 3 or 4 people that you want to play with, join as a group, and off you go. You can't do that. You have to go down your list, find the person that you want to join, try to join them, hope the network doesn't suck and keep crashing on you. Then once you're in there, if it's already full, then you got to wait for you're spectating the whole time, and it could crash while you're spectating. The online needs some work, unfortunately.
Man, especially, I do agree with joining friends. Alone, I had no issues. But you're right. Like joining a friend is unnecessarily convoluted and I hate to say this, but 2017. Really is.
And I think that's going to be a problem with the Switch in general because of how the infrastructure they're building is going to work, where you join as a party through a cell phone. That's going to cause some problems with games that have an online focus, I think.
Well, if they do it that way, because it's the parties themselves will be on the cell phone, like the chat and stuff. But with Splatoon, for example, they already said it's going to have its own lobby system in the game. So that'll be dependent on the game itself. However, I think all voice chat is going to have to be done on the phone.
200cc was also the only fun mode for me.
Well, you started with 200cc.
I started at 50, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, 50 is easy.
Yeah.
Way too easy.
He's a walk
And then
apart.
I just said, let me try 200, and I never went back. I just stuck on it. So then playing online, it's like, okay, now we're playing
150.
150, or sometimes...
No, I think it's 100, actually.
It's 100, 150 is the max.
Yeah.
It's just those two, and I'm just like...
Yeah.
I don't want to tell everybody get good. I'm not some Mario Kart master, but especially on the harder levels, it's really challenging. But I just wasn't having fun with any of the other modes.
Right. And 200cc, coincidentally, that wasn't originally the Wii U release. That was added in as a free patch. Not even like DLC. Right. It was just a regular. Right. Oh, by the way, here's a patch for the game. Here's also 200cc and mirror. Yeah. And having that. Like now from the get-go, it really does change the perspective, because when that first came out, Nintendo was all about, hey, don't forget about the brake button. You have to use it now. Yeah. So it was such a nice change. Like I guess Mario Kart 8 Deluxe would have been, I think, an overall better game experience if it had not come out as a Wii U game. If it had come out with like the release schedule of the original Wii U game with all the DLC like that, that was such a good time to be a Mario Kart gamer. So, yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about gameplay wise, or are we ready to score it up?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good as well.
All right. So what score out of 10 on our scale of 10, which we need to get some descriptions out there for what those are. 5 is literally average. 6 is good. 5 is equal parts good and
Yeah.
bad. So keep that in mind when we're throwing these numbers out there.
Well, I gave it a 9 for gameplay. The game is that polished. Even with the issues that I mentioned, I still think that it has that just Nintendo charm that doesn't go away. It really, at least with me and who I play with, it pulls us in all the time. So I can't fault it more than that.
I'm in the same boat. 9. Yeah, I mean it's the gameplay. Like I said, quick, easy to pick up. If you want to go deeper, you can.
Yep.
And it's just the controls, regardless of the Switch's hardware issues with the wireless connectivity of the controller, they're on point, man. Like
Yeah.
I've had issues every once in a while where my wife and I are like playing and like I'm just too far away, but that's a
Really?
hardware issue. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But that's just a hardware issue. That's not in regards to the software. The software itself, the controls are
Yeah.
tight and on point.
Okay.
I'd give it a 7.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Again, the game itself, the core game is great, except the whole first place. Sorry, even if you have skill, too bad, so sad.
Yeah.
That combined with no unlockables worth going after.
Yeah.
The online piece, which is a big deal for me because I play. That's who I'm going to play with is online.
Yeah.
And then just I didn't need Ghost Trials. I don't need versus mode. It's just Grand Prix and battle, and even then, it's just I don't know. 7 is great, by the way, but there's just enough things there that keep me from getting super hyped about it. So yeah.
Okay.
Our first disagreement, I think, with
Yeah.
numbers. If you see
Yeah.
our Zelda review on it, now we're beat for beat the same all the way down. So finally, some discrepancy.
There you go.
And maybe there'll be some discrepancies for the other two of these. We'll see. So let's move on to sound. Sound includes sound effects, soundtrack, voice acting, which I guess there is some voice acting in this a little bit. What were some thoughts on that?
There's nothing I can complain about. I'll start with the music. It was recorded by a live band, and they did all of the music was. I mean, they have videos on their YouTube channel where they show you like the band members playing the guitar, playing it's great. I loved all of the tracks are great. I mean, it sucks that I'm gonna be going on a little fanboy rant here, but it's really good music, and
Can you hum some of the music right now? And not the main menu. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da, not that one.
okay.
And nothing from F-Zero or Animal Crossing or Zelda.
Nice. Yes, I'm trying to think of how Dolphin Shoals, because that's one of my favorites.
I'm trying.
Are you kidding me? The part where the saxophone comes up and are you freaking? No, you haven't listened to it. That's
Okay, do a
why.
different one.
Wait, hold on. I gotta think about this.
The point.
Just get to the point. Just get to the point.
The music in this game is not very memorable.
Oh, you're kidding. You're kidding. No, you're wrong.
I had when
No way.
when I sat down to review this game, and I'm like, the music is good in this game. Like I didn't have any problems with it, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, I can't think of any music from this game. Like I could not get any tune in my head from this game. I had to go turn it on and go, oh yeah, that's music.
I'm sorry you feel that way. It's some of the tracks. No, you're fine. You're fine. I appreciate that. So, some of the songs are definitely better than others. Like there's this one from the TikTok factory that is just boring. It's a doom. It's like you're like in a clock, so it's got like that clockish kind of like rhythm going. But there are some standout tracks. You just have to. That's one thing that I didn't like about the first Mario Kart 8. Like I could tell the music was good, but it was low. And I think they improved it a little bit with this release. The music was louder, but it's still not loud enough because it really has some really, really good music in there. Especially like the Mount Wario music. There's this whole video that this guy made. It's like 30 minutes long on music like theory based on the Mount Wario track and how it changes as you progress through the level. So Yeah, no, you're wrong. Sorry.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said it's not very good.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for it at all. Like,
You didn't care for it at all.
the music. I mean, if we're gonna go numbers wise, like, it's polished, it's well done, but it's kind of like, oh my God,
Craziness.
we were talking. No,
where do I live?
Hear me out. We were talking about this a few weeks ago, I think, on how the music in action films isn't memorable at all. Like, you don't remember any of it. It
Right.
just builds up and has this awesome thing, and that's it. And then another thing comes out, and you're just like, whatever. But in regards to this, like, I have to agree that, you know, it isn't memorable at all. Like, you know, and that's it. And that's it. Oh my God, dude, you are such a fanboy.
No, I'm not. It's good music. Once we're done here, I'm going to pull up a few tracks and say, look.
The music is not bad.
No,
I'm
it's
arguing
polished.
that.
It's well done.
But, you know...
Then again, you guys played it for like 3 hours.
Not true.
No,
To 10.
No,
You played more.
Yeah, we would... Look, there's a line of hours you have to cross before you can participate in one of these reviews.
Absolutely.
Which is why Matt is not participating. He
Hyperbole. Okay, just, yeah. But still, maybe because I played it so much more, do I know the tracks and do I know, like Dolphin Shoals, for example. When you get out of the water, you hear the saxophone like really loudly, and when you get back under, it's subdued.
Oh,
Like, that's good music.
To be fair,
just good.
you played this on the Wii U when the Wii U had no games, so that was the game you played the whole time.
Oh my God.
The dig. So petty. So petty.
Oh man.
Wow.
So we're going through the same thing.
2014
I
was
just-
a good year,
The way I
okay?
look at it is like, even on the 500th or not random, but on the 500th battle or whatever in Persona 5, I'm tapping my foot to that same song. Like, that song gets me pumped. There were no songs that got me pumped going through this game. Not to say it was
Okay.
bad. It was
Okay.
just, I think it could have been, here we go, in like a song like the Persona 5 battle music when you're doing a track in Mario Kart and you're like feeling the beats as you're hitting turns. Like, I think they could have gotten it to that level. It just, for me personally, didn't get there.
Okay.
Not saying it was bad.
Yeah.
We also need to talk about sound effects and vote. I mean, all that was perfect.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with
Nintendo
it. It's
quality,
Nintendo. Exactly.
Its voice quality is there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's no voice acting, but the grunts and the yells and
Yeah.
the cheers and stuff. I mean, it was
Yeah.
fine. It's good. Yeah.
It was good. No complaints.
Yeah. I gave it a 10.
I definitely gave it a 9.
I also gave it a 9. See?
Okay.
9.
9.
That's pretty high.
9 across the
That's very
board.
high. It may be a little nitpicky to just say it wasn't very memorable, but that would have made it perfect for me.
Right,
If it was
right.
just a little bit more memorable, absolutely, 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I can't imagine the game having music set at a lower volume level.
Trust me when I tell you, I did
That-
not. I
that
hated
sounds
it
so
because
bizarre.
well, I guess they wanted to emphasize the sound effects more.
Yeah.
So you can still hear the music. It's not like you couldn't hear it, but compared to what it is now, it was slightly lower. So a lot of the really good moments of the track were drowned out, and I hate because again I always go back to Dolphin Shoals. It's probably my favorite track in the game, and
You don't say.
yeah, it's got a sick saxophone like solo. It's so good. But okay, I'm done. Yes.
All right, let's move on. Last category. I'm going to talk about the visuals.
I don't want to go first.
You don't want to go first?
Do you want me to go? Oh.
Nah, you can go.
Just because it's gonna be like, well, this guy clearly loves his game.
This is a beautiful game. Like, wow, what a beautiful game. There's so much variation in the art design, the different tracks, the animations, like, I forget the name of the track, but when Fire Bowser is like punching things, or when the thwomps come down on the new Rainbow Road and the tracks, they're just, this is a visual cornucopia of euphoric pleasure. I mean, I can't find a single thing wrong with the visuals in this game. It's beautiful. It is fantastic. I'm not going to say the score yet, but I think it's kind of easy to pick out what I would say.
Yeah.
I can't find anything wrong with the visuals in this
Absolutely, yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. And even when you look closer, there's some GAF users, of course, NeoGAF, that they took screenshots and they zoomed into the details that we're gonna miss because we're just focused on the race. And holy crap, on the new not the new Rainbow Road, I'm sorry, the 64 Rainbow Road, there's like a big star. The superstar, and he zoomed into the picture, and you could see texture on the star, like they textured it to be like a metal look, and that's just, I love it. I love how this game looks. It really, and the fact that it's at smooth 60 FPS consistently, unless you had of course, like 3 or 4 people, 1080p to boot, like it looks fantastic. It's a great looking game.
Well, I definitely agree that it is a beautiful game. Is it? And this is my own personal opinion. Like I'm looking at it more. It's not for me. It's not for me.
What do you mean?
It's not for me, man. Like I've never been a fan of Nintendo and like their big style of games, like the way that their games are designed, so to speak, visually. Now the gameplay mechanics.
What do you want, man? Like a gritty ass Mario Kart?
No, because it's an arcade game. At the end of the day, it is an arcade game, right?
You get hit by a shell. Mario goes flying off the cart and breaks his collarbone. And
he's like ragdoll fist.
He's like,
explodes
I'm back.
in a gasoline fireball, and everybody else like clumps up, and they all crash. And only like 3 people actually finish the race.
So like, is it more of a like? Do you just not like cartoony graphics?
I don't like the cartoony graphics
because you like Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. What?
That's cell shading. That's literally a cartoon.
That's cell shading. That's totally different. This is kind of like a culmination of modern day graphics with cell shading. I guess would be the best way.
It's just it's their style.
It's their style.
Yeah.
And I've never been attracted to that at all because we're talking about visuals as far as what I think of them.
I mean, there's some subjectivity to it, but I think also you gotta look at it from a technical standpoint too.
From a technical standpoint, magnifique. It's beautiful. If I were to look at it like that, it would be 10s across the board.
Yeah, but so, of course the subjective part comes in, and you're like,
exactly. I am not drawn to that game for the visuals. I'm drawn to that game for the gameplay.
God, I love the visuals.
The visuals are
Rainbow
great.
Road, like, oh, this is so pretty.
It's cool. It's cool. And 60 FPS, that is awesome. But no.
So how would you rate the visuals then out of 10?
Out of 10, 8.
Wow.
Okay.
Like they're good.
They're
great.
They're good game. Yeah.
Is it perfect in my eyes? No.
So 8 is starting to get hyped.
Yeah, like I'm.
And that sounds like where you're at.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Am I going to that game just for visuals? No.
No, definitely not. I just think that at least from the get-go, even when the game first came out, I was just so like the fact that they got it to look that way with such very minor. And I mean minor. I'm talking about zooming in to the wheel and seeing the polygon show up. Like that was like the worst I could see. But so many little effects, like go over snow and it gets on the wheel, and then it takes it when you get off the snow, it'll take a bit to get off of the wheels. I mean, there's just so many little details in that game that like even though it's not like a realistic look, it has way more details than you would expect to find.
What would you give it out of 10?
Oh, I give it a 10.
Give it a 10.
Absolutely, you're kidding. There's nothing wrong. Like you said, there's nothing wrong with the visual aspect of it.
It's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
How is it not a 10?
You're saying that it is perfect. That is the
I am
pinnacle.
saying no. Why are we talking? No. This is not the pinnacle of graphic design. I'm not.
You're saying that it's a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
That is like up there. The best, one of the best visuals.
Absolutely, this is one of the best looking games ever, hands down.
Now you got to remember,
you're bringing up the style.
You can't. It all comes down to the art style. So you can't compare a game like.
Oh yeah.
Like Prey or Horizon.
Yeah, of course.
A game like
Mario Kart.
It's two different genres and two different styles. I get that.
And you can't also compare like a racer with it, because it's like, why would you ever compare Gran Turismo, for example, with Mario Kart when one is cartoony, obviously appealing to
one's
that
a
look.
racing simulator, one's an arcade.
And look at even Breath of the Wild. Like I think did we give it a 10? Breath of the Wild visual.
Visually?
And that game, texture-wise, does not have the best textures.
It almost got a 9, but I didn't run into the frame rate issues.
Right.
Oh,
I ran into it once. And I was like, okay, if this happens again, but it didn't.
So based on that same ideology, Breath of the Wild is not the friggin' top of the top.
No, it's
I wouldn't give it a 10.
But I'm just saying, based on that ideology, we gave it a 10, and we thought
That's
that makes
you
a lot of
guys.
sense.
You guys,
Yeah,
if you're giving it a 10 right now,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have given Breath of the Wild a
Yeah.
10.
The passion.
Games, toys.
Yeah, I should have done it. I started to troll, but I would also give this a 10.
God.
There's just nothing wrong.
I quit.
Yeah.
So, it sounds like all three of us are going to give this game a different score.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
totally.
let's see what are the final scores for the three of us, and then those three scores averaged together for the official gaming resume Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Nintendo Switch score. It's only on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Onyx, what was your score?
My final score was a 9.6.
9.6. A full point over Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Fine. Breath of the Wild, they're totally different games, and this one, what Mario Kart 8 achieves or set out to do, it does so elegantly. So I have no qualms about it.
It's also worth noting that this game obviously didn't get rated for story because there is no story.
Right.
in this
Yeah.
game. So that's taken into account when we do our calculations. So it's just not included whatsoever. Story, I believe we both had some issues with it.
We
and
did.
that pulled the score for Zelda down a bit, which that was not a problem here.
Right.
So you were at a 9.6.
9.6.
Definitely an 8.7.
8.7.
Oh, yeah. And I stand behind it, man. Tenfold. Like, no. It's not, like, in my opinion, it's not a 9.6.
Craziness.
And I had an 8.4. So I had the lowest of the three, and that was because my gameplay was a lot lower.
Right.
So our
Yeah.
gameplay is worth a little bit more than sound and
Absolutely.
videos are, as it should be. So if you average the three scores together, 9.6, 8.7, and 8.4, the official gaming resume exit review score for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is an 8.9.
Solid. Solid. Good job. Good job, Nintendo. You did it again.
So that's actually 0.3 above our Zelda score, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, as a multiplayer game, because that's what this is. You can't compare a full single-player
No.
action RPG to a kart racer.
No, absolutely not. They're
As
totally.
a multiplayer game, this is just about a 9, which 9 on our scale is
Pretty much you gotta get it.
almost perfect. There's just a little bit keeping it from that top spot.
And I think that makes
So,
sense. I think
that does make sense.
yeah. And yeah, we're good.
Any final thoughts on Mario Kart?
I hope they do with DLC. I
think
know
they
they
will?
have.
Additional DLC.
And, I hope so. If I mean, they probably won't. They probably would just want to go to like the next Mario Kart, maybe Mario Kart 9 or something. But I would like them to add more to this game. Yeah. Or if not, I mean, I would take a whole new one. But it's a really good game. My kids love it, and with the new battle mode, I can see myself putting quite a few hours into this. So yeah,
Nice. It's cool.
All right. Well, congratulations, Mario Kart. You are currently the leading game that we have rated. Only exit review 2, so we'll see where things end up by the end of the year.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Take care, guys.
Later.
Like what you saw? Check out some of our other videos and be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest content. Thanks for your support and thanks for watching.